Hey guys, ladies and gentlemen, we are live right now. As always, I'm trying to get my my feed up here. My internet is extremely slow right now, so bear with me as I get everything started. Uh, let's see if I can pull the feed up so I can see you guys as you come rolling in the room here. All right, here we go. And I barely made it up here. I was downstairs eating some boiled slash steamed Alaskan king crab legs that I made myself. My hands are all pruned up right now. My belly is full. And everything is running slow right now. Everything. I guess I ought to shut this stuff down every now and then because I don't seem to shut it down enough whenever I leave out of here. And it seems to be really, really slow and chaotic whenever I get back. Excuse me. And I'm not feeling great on top of that. I have this weird, it's not the flu, it's not the mess going around right now. It's just like a funky cold or a really aggressive allergy issue I'm dealing with. I don't know what it is. It's all like right up in here. Luckily, none of it's gotten into my chest. I'm able to cough that up quicker enough, but that didn't stop me from drinking a cold beer. If you guys have a cold one, drink it. And I am trying to get to the live feed right now. As soon as I get there, I can acknowledge my friends on there who are coming in right now. Let me let me do my best to get over there. Again, I apologize for being slow, but I literally just walked up in here. So everything is moving at a snail's pace right now. Where is my, here we go, view channel. And ought to be up here in just a second, guys. Where is the live at? I'm assuming, I'm looking at it, it looks like it's live. I can't really tell. So hopefully it is. Yeah, it is. I can see some of you guys commenting on that. Here we go. Again, my apologies for the delay. Okay, I am going to just kind of preview as I'm waiting for the live stream so I can see your comments over here. I'm going to kind of tell you what we're going to talk about. I want to go over a lot of the stuff that I did in at SHOT Show last week, and kind of talk about a little bit of that as far as that and some of the other gun channels out there might be doing or might not be doing right now as opposed to us, and I'll kind of explain to you why on some of that. I'm kind of ready for the gun community to come together at some point. It seems like the gun community is always fighting over something. It's so stupid, the internal fighting. All right, I'm finally in here, guys. Robert Bunton, DB Cooper, what's up? Robert Copalongan, I guess. Yeah, I made it to your, I love your info. Thank you for all the hard work. Thank you, Ronald. I appreciate you tuning in to us, and I appreciate the kind words. Tim Holmes, what's up? Big Mo, how's it going? Richard Portella, Ty J, Keith Gregory, Sarasota Shaners. Big Mo, no, it's not the SHOT Show flu. It's actually not. I came home surprisingly was well for 3 or 4 days, and all of a sudden, boom, got sick. So oddly enough, I can go over there and shake 60,000 hands and not get sick, come home and not touch anyone and catch something. So go figure. Jay Griff's here. What's up, man? PB82, Gilbert, Double and Tamano, what's up? Chili 50, what's up, man? Brian Rhodes, Timbo, Fast, Bimmer Track Days, Mr. 6 Hour 45. Yeah, get some honey and tea. You're exactly right. I do think that would help. Mr. F&H, what's up, man? Mike C, Michael Gatz, Daryl Romine or Romine. Everybody has it, not me. I've been dosing. Yeah, I felt fine when I got home. I don't know what I've got. There's no telling. All the crap going around right now. Ryan Creek, Lone Wolf. Yeah, Ryan's from Fort Worth, Texas. What's up, Texas? Always good to have some Texas folks in here. That's our neighbors here, as I'm in Louisiana. Sarasota Shaners, Robert Bunton, Pedro Juan Torres. Let's see, you guys. 2016 Road King. A lot of you guys right here. Matthew Turner, Joanne Shores, Ralph McDaniel. What's up? Louise 1911, Stephen M. Evan X, Main Jacket. Michael, I guess that's Pyfoff. James Crum, Wayne Labald, Laboud, Shark Chucker, Fast Bimmer, Track Days. You guys got some crazy handles. Rim 182, Roger Kaiser. I think that's it for now. Eric Davis. I could go on reading this all day long because you guys are popping in the room. Guys, yeah, fresh back from SHOT Show. Not bragging, just you guys know why I wasn't available last Friday. Believe me, SHOT Show is not anything to brag about. It's kind of a necessary evil. At least I feel like it is. We go there for work. You know, we're trying to solicit sponsorships. You know, things of that nature. Say like our newsletter, for instance. If you guys aren't a member of Gun District. Gun District, we have a very, very large mailing list, you know, 80,000 people. And once a week, we send newsletters out. So that's one of the things, if you guys are not a member of Gun District, go over there, if I were you, and sign up for our newsletter. What I'm probably going to start doing to try to get more people, more gun people involved in our live stream, because I mean, a lot of you guys, you know, we see you guys every Friday, and that's awesome. I'm glad to see the same faces. So it's good to know that, you know, a lot of people come back week after week. I feel like we have a good rapport, everybody. I mean, I watch you guys talk amongst yourselves, and that's your conversations between yourselves are just as interesting as anything that I might interact with you guys on. So I'd like to bring more people into the room, you know, get more people associated with the live stream. So I'm going to start putting more of it out there on Gun District. I'll take some of these streams that we do, put them on Gun District on their main feed page. By the way, we own Gun District, so that's one of our things. So we created it, and that's our deal. But in our newsletter that goes out to 80-something thousand or 80,000 people, I'll probably start plucking one of our live streams off of here every now and then, one that's actually good. Where we have, you know, some good conversation, and I'll include that in the live stream. I mean, excuse me, in the newsletter. So that'll be kind of interesting. You know, we'll take what you guys are sharing and talking about and put it in the newsletter. I think that would expose people, more people, to what we do on Friday nights here, and it might interest more people to come in here. So I mean, I'm kind of looking at that right now, possibility of doing that. That ought to be kind of cool. Let's see. I guess. A lot of the things that I do at SHOT Show, Wednesday and Thursday, we did live streaming from there, quite a bit of it actually. And it was good. We had some really good guests on. If you didn't have a chance to watch, all those live streams are archived and you can see them. They're all available. There was some interesting stuff at SHOT, but this wasn't an innovative year. This wasn't a year that I saw like, ooh, that's the next big thing. I honestly didn't see it, you know. I'm trying to think. Somebody had some cool stuff. Who was it? They had some couple of folks. I mean, I hate to plug one of my own gear companies because there's a company that provides us with gear. But Victos had some really cool stuff that I'm kind of stoked about getting. They have some. It's a waterproof. It looks like a high top tennis shoe, but it's waterproof, and it's not water resistant. It's actually waterproof. And I kind of picked on them about that. I was like, "Are you sure it's waterproof?" You know, so they're going to send me a couple of pairs, and I'm going to take a look at them and, you know, see if they are. To me, if you can find something that doesn't feel like a rubber boot, that is truly waterproof, that's pretty awesome to me, because I wear regular work boots. And the reason why I wear a pair of leather, you know, clunky work boots is so that I can, if I'm working and doing anything, if I'm standing in water or mud, my feet aren't going to immediately get wet. But obviously, as most of you know who might work in work boots, you spend a good 20, 30 minutes standing in that water, and eventually that water is going to seep through. So it would be nice to have something that was not like a rubber boot, that wasn't as uncomfortable as a rubber boot, that actually was waterproof. I could run to my Jeep or my truck and throw them on if know I'm going to be standing in water for a little while, and know that, my feet aren't going to get soaking wet, especially when it might be cold outside. Which, by the way, guys, I feel sorry for anybody in the Midwest right now, as cold as it is. Our temperatures here in Louisiana were in the mid 30s earlier this week. I mean, we probably got up into the 60s today. So I feel sorry for you if you're in a bad part of the country where it's nasty, because we were already back up to unseasonably high temperatures. I mean, the 1st of February, usually we're still having freezing down here. And here we here we are, where it feels like a late spring day. But SHOT Show is a little bit, it's changing, guys. I see it changing a lot. I saw it changing a few years back. A couple of things that I see. There's a bunch of the YouTube guys that do stuff similar to what I do. I know we do things a little bit differently because we have Gun District and Prove It Video. We have some other things that we do where these guys, their primary source of income is doing videos. A lot of these big time gun channel guys like Iraq Veteran, Military Arms Channel, Such, those, in my opinion, Mr. Guns and Gear, those are some of the biggest ones right there. Those guys, they grew fast and they got into the game early. I've probably been doing this for, 7 years now, 6, 7 years, something like that. And they've been doing it for longer than that, obviously. So they, once you start growing, it grows exponentially. As it gets bigger, it grows that much faster and faster and faster, really fast. So, I mean, it's like, kind of like they say, the rich get richer. As you get big, the big get bigger even faster than the guys at the bottom that are still trying to work their way up to the top. So those guys are massive right now. Well, they've turned their YouTube pages into businesses. They make money. I mean, most of these guys have quit their jobs. They either have bought into other gun stores and now they work as gun store partial owners or something like that. Some of them still they just do videos for a living. And it's funny how I was talking to somebody, actually it was one of the Cerakote guys that does a lot of Cerakoting. I say I was talking to him. I was responding to him on one of his Facebook posts that he made. It's Mike from Blown Deadline. Mike is one of the best, one of the top Cerakote guys in the nation. And he was talking about how he came back from SHOT Show with a couple of stickers from some of his competitors, but he was saying how, even as competitors in a competing marketplace, those guys are still friends. And I don't see that as much in the gun community. It's kind of sad because, and I'm talking about the gun channels, guys that do YouTube stuff. Man, most of those guys at the top, they're very protective. It's almost like they think that if somebody starts watching my channel, that for some reason they're going to stop watching theirs, which is stupid, as we all know, because that's like acting like you can only watch one thing on TV. That's why there's 500 channels out there, because many of us are known to tune into more than one program. So just because you might be watching Legally Armed America does not mean you're not watching Military Arms Channel. You see what I mean? But some of those guys are extremely protective. It's like they're in the big boy club and they don't want to let anybody else in. Now, I will say this. I don't think that about Such. Don. Such is a good guy. He's straight up. He came up to me at an event one time and told me that he watched my videos. And that was flattering to me, because I know it sounds like I'm just patronizing him when he told me that, but I was like, dude, you're one of the only guys I watch. I mean, I like the guy's videos. I like his delivery. I think he's genuine. I know some people have said that they feel like he's just selling stuff. You know what? Maybe that's what he does for a living now. I think it is what he does for a living. If that's how he's putting food on his table and feeding his family, so what? I don't think the guy's lying about any of the products. He may be a little bit more excited about some products than maybe I would be, or somebody else who's not getting paid to talk about it. But nevertheless, I don't think the man is making stuff up about it. So if he's turned it into a way to make money, wouldn't you love to have your own hobby and be able to get paid and make money at it? You see what I mean? So, I mean, I've had some of my own followers dog me out for being friends with him, and I don't see it that way. You know, I don't see him taking shoddy products and true garbage and trying to get me and you to buy them. I seriously, in my heart, I don't see that. I don't see the man doing that. I think if I had to guess, I would say he's probably turned products away that he probably wasn't comfortable doing simply because he's got too many offers out there already. But what's funny is I understand why a guy like Such doesn't go to SHOT Show. He doesn't need to, and he's honest about it. You know what I mean? He doesn't play it off. He just says, I don't, I don't need to go out there. Why would I go out there? I got more work than I can handle right now. And I'm not going to name any names, but there's some other ones out there that are the big time gun guys that try to belittle those of us that still go out there for work. Talking about how, I don't need to go out to SHOT Show to, blow my kids' college money, college tuition money. I don't need to go out there and do this and do that and blah, 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 go out partying, whatever. And they really talk down on people like me and other people who are going to SHOT Show still. My thing is, dude, if you don't want to go to SHOT Show, don't freaking go. But you don't have to dog everybody else that's going because you don't know why people are going. I'm going out there for work. I don't get ass loads of money like some of those people do. I don't get paid a ton of money. They act like, oh, I don't get paid by anybody. Bull crap. Bull crap. That's a lie. You get free crap given to you all the time. I know you get paid too, but you get free stuff. And you don't pay for, you probably have never bought a bullet in the last 10 years. But why not just be respectful about it and just say, I'm not going to SHOT Show because that's not something that I need for my business or for me to keep going. Don't play it off like you're better than me, like you're staying home because you don't gamble and you don't drink and, oh, look at me, I'm not going to SHOT because I'm a better person than you. Kiss my ass, man. Come on, dude, really? Why you got to crap on people that are below you like that? That's just such a crappy thing to do. I see a lot of guys doing that here lately. A lot of guys. Most of the top tier guys, the ones that are doing stuff, they're mostly guys that are way up there. But you don't have to take a dump on everybody else that's still out there hustling. It doesn't offend me because I know why I'm going. They can kiss my butt. I'm going to make money. I'm going over there to talk to people. I'm going over there to build relationships. I'm going over there to get more stuff so that whenever I want to make videos, I don't have to beg, borrow, and steal from somebody. I can just call someone up and say, hey, man, I met you at SHOT Show. That new gun you got coming out, can you ship me one? So that I can have more content for my channel and for my show. That's why I do it. I mean, you got to build those relationships. And if I ever get to the point where I'm lucky enough where I never have to go hustle at SHOT Show again, you know what? I'll probably still go because I miss the people. I mean, I enjoy interacting with people. I go over there with a buttload of patches and decals that I like to give out to friends of ours that watch my show. I enjoy that. I like hanging out, which, by the way, if you guys are anywhere near the NRA show in Indianapolis this year, I think it's April 25th, maybe, that's open to the public. I hope you guys will go, especially a lot of you guys that are on here. I mean, I'd love to meet you guys. We're going to be doing some live streaming over there also. So, hopefully some of you guys can go and I can, give you some of the swag that we have. We'll probably bring some extras, t-shirts, decals, baseball caps, things like that. But anyway, I'm going to get off my high horse. I just want to mention that, I see some of these guys out there just puffing their chests out, and that's no different than somebody that lives in a nicer neighborhood than you, frowning on you because you live in the neighborhood you live in. Look, yeah, you know what? I aspire to be like you one day. Hopefully I'm as big as a guy like Such. And again, I'm not trying to throw him in that category because he doesn't belittle people. He's very honest about why he's not going because he's got so much business. But some of these other guys that frown on people who go just because they're not going, it's a really shitty thing to do. You just don't do that to people. I mean, be decent, be a decent human being. You don't have to be a dick. You know what I mean? I mean, you might be a dick, but you don't have to prove to people that you are. And I just don't like that. I'm a person of character, and I respect people that have a stronger character and a decent, solid core to their their own being. And when people expose themselves as just being dickheads, I got no use for it, man. And I'll call them out. I'm not going to call them by their name, but they know who they are. They know who they are. They uh they won't say anything to me about it, but it's some of the same people I've seen that I'll run into them at NRA or something like that, and they go the other way. You know, they see me, they act like they don't know who I am or whatever, and maybe they don't, but I've seen them make eye contact with me and jet off the other way or something like that. And some of them make comments about things I've said about them in the past, and I personally, guys, I don't care, because none of them are paying me. They're not paying me, and the ones that are good guys, like I said, the guys like Such, I give him props when he's got them coming. The guy's on his game. He's good at what he does, and he's one of the only YouTube guys that I actually watch. I'll watch Paul Harrell sometime. You know how you always hear people talking about who's your favorite YouTube channel and all that? I'll chime in on those things, and I'll mention to them, what my favorite channels are or something like that. And I've actually had people get mad at me because I mentioned that Such is a channel I watch. Look, whether the guy gets paid or not, his videos are pretty good. They're very informative. I have an old, I think it's a year 1929 Colt model 1908. And I'm going to do a video on it, of course. Well, I get on Google just to kind of get some history on the Colt model 1908. Excuse me. And one of the first things that pops up is a video Such did. And I was like, holy crap. Here I thought I was doing a video on a rare gun, and I'm looking at all these people out there who've already done videos, and I'm like, oh, well, crap, I'm thinking I'm going to do something, thinking outside the box, and there's all these friggin' videos on them already. So I go watch his video, and I'm like, holy crap, why am I even going to bother doing a video now? This guy's basically said everything that I would have said. I mean, I really do. I think my videos align more with his type of stuff. Some of the other ones, there is a science in putting together, and I'm not saying mine are the greatest. What I'm saying is when you put a video together, you can have too much dead time, and it's really hard when you're and I guess this is kind of like I'm going into a diatribe right now on a how-to. If any of you guys out there are wanting to make your own YouTube channel, or if you already do your own YouTube channel, let me tell you the growing pains that I came across. First of all, if you're producing your own video and you're editing your own video in post-production, the hardest thing to do is edit video of yourself objectively. I'm to the point now when I see video of myself, it's not like it's video of myself anymore. I've seen myself so many times on a computer that I've worked on that it's just like another guy to me now. So it's easy for me to edit video of myself now. In other words, I can watch the video and go, wow, that sucked. And I'll cut it out. That's not good. I don't want that. But early on, editing video of yourself, it's hard to be objective, good or bad. In other words, you might see yourself saying something, and because it just doesn't seem right, because you're not used to seeing yourself. We rarely ever see ourselves and hear ourselves like you're looking at me right now. So it's hard to be objective because it's new. It's almost like meeting a new person. Your voice sounds differently coming across a microphone than it does coming from your own ear. And of course, you see yourself differently. So you can't always tell if the video is good or if it's bad at first. So it's hard to get past that. Once you get past that, it's easy. So I look back at some of my old videos and they sucked. They sucked. I'd have too much dead time in there. I'd repeat myself too many times where I should have cut crap out. Again, there's a rhythm to doing a video so that you can retain somebody's attention. And if you disrupt that rhythm, or if you have a bad rhythm, instead of boom, 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 you're going boom, 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 boom. Like if your rhythm is just off and it's just not right, then your video is not engaging and people are going to click off of it in a heartbeat. I mean, I can look at videos that whenever I'm done producing, I'm like, that was done right. And then, yeah, sure enough, no, regards to the content, it's usually going to get a lot of views. So that's one of the things that I've learned, doing all this, is that there's so many things you got to do, tricks and things like that doing YouTube. And I know there's many of the guys on here have emailed me and commented to me, asking me different pointers and all that. So I figured I would include something like that in here for the live stream because, you know, I'm not like some of the other guys that they think there's only room for so many gun guys out there. Look, we all think the internet has been here for a long time. The internet is still in its infancy. There's room for hundreds of thousands of other gun channels. As long as it's good content, there's room for it. So if more people are wanting to build channels, I'm all for it. I'll help you do it. I look at it this way. If I help you build a gun channel and you end up blowing me out of the water, hopefully you'll be nice to me and take me along the way. You know what I mean? I mean, sometimes you help somebody else, they help you out. Unfortunately, not all the gun guys out there feel like that. I think they feel like there's only three, and I say three, I don't mean that like there's only three, but it's like some of them feel like there's only three chairs at the top. And as long as those three guys are sitting in those chairs, nobody else can be at the top, and there's not room for anybody else. That's the feeling I get sometimes. Excuse my French, it's like they feel like their shit doesn't stink. And, I just think that's wrong, man. That's why I said earlier in the show that the whole bickering of the gun community, I don't know why people just don't get along. I mean, everybody could get so much farther ahead if people freaking work together, and nobody wants to work together. You see that in politics, people beat each other up. I remember what happened when Trump was running for president. What do we have, 16 or 17 Republican candidates? They just beat each other up. Those are all supposedly on the same side. The gun community is known for doing that. Man, one thing I really wish, and I'm going to have to work on this because I was told there was a way to do it, and I think I've commented on this before, is that YouTube makes it sound like I can go back and read you guys' chat as it took place. And I've tried that before, and I can't do it on my own videos. If you guys see a way to do it, let me know, because I would love to. Because, I mean, I see the dang thing scrolling as you guys are, conversating back and forth, and I try to go back, and there's like 2 comments. I can't see the 100 of them that are in here. In fact, let's see here. There were some new things. Oh, look, you guys. Where is that at? I'm trying to see here. Yeah, see, it'll show me as many as 200 people, or excuse me, 200 chats on here. Yeah, there's supposed to be some new features on the new live streaming and all that. And I see Mr. FNH says it always works for him. Just click the live chat replay button. I mean, I don't know if it's because I'm the host and I'm not seeing that. I don't know what it is. Maybe I just need to log out and do like what you're doing. I have another account that I could log in as. Maybe I could then see it. But yeah, because I mean, I'm always interested in seeing it, and I'll be damned if I can't ever see it. Let's see. There was a few things I want to kind of go over. Not a ton of gun news going on. I did see South Dakota, I believe, passed I'm pretty sure it was a permitless concealed carry, and I'm pretty sure it was South Dakota. How second is more because matters. Let me find that real quick. This was kind of interesting here. Washington sheriff takes stand against gun control, refuses to enforce bad law. You're going to find that more and more. Let me talk real quick about how a lot of politics at the law enforcement level works. And many of you may already know this, but let me describe it anyway. In many cases, well, in all cases, you've got your sheriff of your counties or your parishes. That's an elected person. And typically the sheriffs are just below the governor as far as some of the most powerful people in a state. So you've got your sheriff, who's an extremely powerful person who is elected. Then you have, like, that's your local sheriff's department and deputies that patrol around. And then you have your police department of the city. Well, that's an appointed position. The police chief is appointed, it's not elected like the sheriff would be. So your mayor gets elected, and then your mayor selects a police chief. So the police chief can kind of do anything he wants to with no repercussions, pretty much, because he reports to the mayor, not the people. Yes, of course, indirectly, if he does something really, really stupid and bad and wrong or whatever, essentially he could get out of there because the mayor's not going to risk not getting reelected, and he'll boot the police chief out. So there's politics in play there also, but it's still a little bit different. It's, the police chief doesn't have to directly satisfy the people. A sheriff has to directly satisfy the people. A sheriff is not going to piss off the majority of a community in the event there's an anti-gun law that's passed. I know of a situation where I spoke to a sheriff of a particular area 4 or 5 years ago, maybe longer. And this was whenever the conversation was going on about a standard round capacity magazine being outlawed, what they call a high capacity. They were saying 30 round magazines are not necessary. And I asked that sheriff, I said, man, I'm just curious. If they pass a law outlawing 30 round magazines, are you going to enforce that? Now, this was a sheriff who was not as pro-gun as I would have liked. In fact, I would say he was damn near neutral. He wasn't anti-gun, but I don't think he thought we should have 30 round magazines. Again, I don't think that he was anti-gun. I just don't think he was invested in the Second Amendment like we are. It wasn't as important to him. And when I asked him, I said, again, if they pass a law outlawing these things, are you going to try to enforce it? He immediately told me, nope, I'm not sending my guys to go grab magazines. I'm not asking my men to go down some gravel road out in the middle of nowhere. Hey, we hear so-and-so over there has a bunch of 30 round magazines, go get them. I'm not doing that. He said, I'm not sending my guys. And this was a guy, again, who wasn't as pro-Second Amendment as I am. This guy was not a constitutionalist. He did not have this driving force of protect the Second Amendment at all costs. He just knew it was a wrong thing to do to send a deputy after a bunch of 30 round magazines. You don't do that. So that's where you see this Washington sheriff taking a stand and saying that this is a bad law. I'm not making my guys enforce this. And this is the law, I believe it's the one where, let me look at it real quick and I'll tell you. I'm bringing up the politics of it because you're going to see more of this. As these anti-gun laws start infiltrating some of these counties out there, and these states try to pass laws, these liberal states like your Washingtons, your Oregons, your Californias, your New Yorks, your Illinois, as those people still try to start passing these laws, there are plenty of conservative counties and parishes in these states. And you're going to start seeing more and more sheriffs come up and make a sanctuary state when it comes to guns. Look, if they can, that's at some point, guys, that's going to apply to federal law too. Because just like I mentioned, the sanctuary state, remember, the sanctuary cities like San Francisco that say all illegals are welcome here, they're doing that. They're creating this safe haven over there for illegals to go in. What they're essentially saying is, inside our city limits, we're not going to enforce the federal law. The same thing can happen concerning gun laws from a federal standpoint. It's very easy for a particular county or even a city, but a county to say, okay, the federal law now bans 30 round magazines. I'm not enforcing that. We're now a sanctuary county, or we're now a sanctuary city. And all of a sudden, 30 round magazines are going to be allowed in that particular area. Thing is, if you can buck a federal law anywhere for any reason, then more people are going to start doing it. It's not just going to be for illegal immigrants. But this case was, let me read it to you. When the Seattle-based gun prohibition lobby in Washington state last year convinced voters to pass Initiative 1639, a sweeping gun control measure, the state's largest law enforcement groups lined up against it. And now sheriffs, excuse me, in at least 10 counties have announced they will not enforce the law because they believe it to be unconstitutional. The latest top lawman to take a stand is Grays Harbor County Sheriff Rick Scott. In a 3-paragraph letter to Randy Ross, chairman of the county commissioner, Scott had this to say: "As your sheriff, I have sworn to uphold the United States Constitution." Wow, that's refreshing to hear that, isn't it? "I have sworn to uphold the U.S. Constitution and the Washington State Constitution. Therefore, until the legality of I-1639 is resolved," in other words, he's implying that it's not legal, "I have instructed my deputies to take no enforcement action as it pertains to I-1639. Deputies will document such matters. However, they will take no enforcement action, nor will we proactively initiate investigations relative to I-1639. Let's see. Let me tell you what part of it he's actually referring to. The 30-page initiative raises the minimum age for purchasing a so-called semi-automatic assault rifle, in quotes, to 21, and classifies every semi-automatic rifle ever manufactured, including popular centerfire hunting rifles and .22 caliber rimfires, as assault rifles. It also mandates training, a 10-day waiting period, registration, and so-called secure storage. So they're making you do all these things, and these sheriffs have deemed these things unconstitutional because they took a vow to the U.S. Constitution when they took their job, and they're saying that these laws work against that and are not legal and are not constitutional, and they're simply not going to enforce them. If your local law enforcement is not enforcing a law, the federal government is not going to come in and try to enforce it. What are they going to do? Release a National Guard? There's not enough people that work for the FBI. The FBI is not a police force. They're just not. So who's going to enforce it if the local law doesn't do it? Now, you talk about anarchy. While I do support this, the more and more that you see this kind of stuff where federal laws or even state laws are simply ignored, man, you know, what's the point of having a law at that point? Again, I support what these guys are doing, but you see where it's a slippery slope, where it can work the other way also. You know, we could very easily pass a law. What if we do, reciprocity for concealed carry, universal reciprocity, where everybody can carry across any state line or whatever. Well, what's going to happen is, obviously, these states are going to simply pass their own law, or else they're going to ignore the federal law that allows that, and they're going to enforce an old, stale state law that they have in place. So, I mean, I see some weird stuff happening with this, but I got to applaud these sheriffs for doing this. I will say this. Scott joined sheriffs in Adams, Benton, Cowicz, Klickitat, Ferry, Franklin, Spokane, Waclacom, and Yakima counties as opposing I-1639. So kudos to those guys. Washington State, you know, just when you thought Washington State was one of the ones that you could take with California and just dump it off into the ocean, we actually see stuff like this, and you know, it makes you realize there's still some good people in those crappy states. Yeah, this is the thing that makes me mad right here about some of our laws and voters that sit home and sit on their ass. Last November, the initiative passed in only a dozen of the state's 39 counties, but those are the counties with the largest populations. Just like Hillary Clinton wants to get rid of the Electoral College, same thing right here. 12 counties for this stupid unconstitutional law, 39 counties against. And because those 12 had the largest populations, you know what it is: Seattle, it says Spokane, maybe not Spokane, those are the counties that drive this into actually becoming a law. Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. So anyway, that's it's nice to see that. I'm encouraged to see that kind of stuff. Hopefully, more states are going to be the ones that are going to stand behind stuff like that and stand their ground, for so to speak. Let's see here. I don't think there was anything. I'm reading this also, by the way. I'm on AmmoLand's website. AmmoLand has some really good stuff. I always turn to them for a lot of my news. Maybe there was nothing else there. I don't think so. Let's see what we got over here. I mean, nothing. Right now, it's a slow, for gun news, it's a slow week right now. Relatively slow anyway. Let's see, guys. 7:41. I still have yet to make my video on the Senate Bill number 7 over here. I'm still working on this. Being sick is not fun because I haven't wanted to do anything this week. But I've got a bunch of videos that I've got coming up that I'm going to be filming. Again, it's going to be, oh gosh, Senate Bill 7. I don't know if the wording, excuse me, man. I guess that's a good enough reason to drink beer. You keep, when you're sick, your throat gets really dry. Maybe somebody out there has seen the wording on the Dianne Feinstein, the new assault weapons ban bill that she's put forth, that this one is even more overreaching than what she's had in the past, and where this one is actually aiming at the arm braces and I think the Echo trigger is going to be put in there also, because I'd have to go back again. I don't know if the wording ever came out. In other words, they announced that they were coming out with a new ban, and they bullet pointed all of the things that were going to be different in it. But I don't know that they ever actually came out and released the actual text of the bill. I'll have to check on that because that was something I really wanted to read, because supposedly they were very specific in there, and it was going to get rid of a lot of things that we want. Yeah, PB82 says, think Kimber fixed their striker-fired system. The Solo was horrible. I have a Solo, and I forget what the name of that new little pistol is that they have, but I want to get my hands on one. It's a decent-looking little pistol. It looks nice. I don't know. We'll we'll take a look at it and see. Well, the Solo that I had, I never had any problems with it, but it was a new gun. And I'm not one that I carry a gun not because I want to show people what I carry or because I want to show it off. I carry a gun to protect myself. And it's very, very rare that I'm going to carry a gun that's not proven. I don't mean by me, I mean by everybody else. If there's not 100,000 of them out there and they have, awesome success rate, I'm likely not to carry it if it doesn't have a good success rate and a bunch of them out there. And I always felt like that Kimber Solo, there wasn't enough of them out there. I'll admit I probably carried mine a couple of times, but I was nervous the couple of times I carried, and I was finally like, man, yeah, I know this thing has worked for me, but what if I'm 2 shots away from the thing breaking at this point? So, let's see, guys. What's some of the things? We're probably going to be doing, getting some guns in. We're going to be doing some neat stuff on our website. We're going to be moving one of our websites that we have, which is 2avault.com. 2avault.com is kind of like a place that we started working on to sell like merchandise of ours, like some of our hats and shirts, t-shirts, decals, stickers, things of that nature. We started working on that, and we've kind of got to the point where so many people will email me, comment, or whatever, asking me everything from, you know, what gloves do you have right there? Or, what's this that you're using? What's that you're using? So, and again, I mean, fault me for trying to make a buck off of it, but I got to thinking to myself, well, why shouldn't I benefit from that if I'm essentially doing what amounts to a commercial for somebody, and in some cases for free? Like if I'm, I don't know, if I spend my own money on this shirt and somebody asked about it, well, I bought it and now that person's getting free press. So yeah, that's fine. But if I'm turning other people onto that product, I don't see any harm in me making $1 off of it, literally like $1. So what we're going to start doing is we're going to build to a vault to where anything that we use and that we can stand behind and we believe in, that we like, we've used on the show, maybe even not maybe, definitely guns. We're going to actually start selling those things on our website. So I may have, I don't know, an HK pistol that we like and I'm a big fan of. It will literally be for sale on our website. What will happen is you can buy that through us. And what we're doing is we're trying to negotiate getting a cheaper price for these items. So hopefully they're either right in line with what you would already pay or less. It's not going to be an inflated cost. I mean, what's the point of that? I'm not going to ask you to come to our website and buy something that costs more than you can find it somewhere else. Now, with that being said, you can find anything cheaper somewhere on the internet. So I'm not saying we're going to be the cheapest. What I'm saying is it's not going to be MSRP. We're not going to have MSRP prices. It's going to be below that. But we're trying to set this website up to where you can come here and do that. That gun will be drop shipped to your FFL. So when you buy it, you will pay us for it. We will buy the gun. Essentially, we're making that transfer for you. We contact HK at that point and say, this gun is going to go to Ty. So all of a sudden, Ty has provided his FFL along that line. So we contact HK, they send that gun to Ty's FFL. Ty goes in there. He's actually already, the gun, he doesn't have to buy it when he gets there because we've already paid for it. We've bought it through HK. So that gun he's paid us already, is my point. So he goes into his local gun shop. He may have to pay a transfer fee. That's the only thing. But what we're also going to try to do is to try to minimize the cost to you guys. If it is a gun, if there's an FFL transfer fee involved, we're going to see if we can't work with some of these local gun shops to try to do something for them, try to make something worth their while, maybe give them some free publicity or something like that on our website, make a trade-off somewhere to where they don't charge you that transfer price. And, look, a lot of the gun companies out there, a lot of gun stores, as long as you know them and you're good there and you frequent them and you buy stuff from them, you buy your ammo from them, a lot of those guys don't charge you for a transfer. They really don't. It's the guys out there who never shop anywhere. They all they do is they shop online for stuff online for guns. They never go to local shops, and all of a sudden they buy one gun or they buy 10 of them a year, and they keep going to the same gun shop that they never buy anything else from to try to get a transfer from there. That's not right. It's just not right. What you should do is you should frequent those gun shops. And as you frequent those gun shops, they're going to work with you on your transfers after that. So anyway, that's what we're going to do with our website. It'll be everything from some of our Victos gloves, different things like that. Obviously, no FFLs are involved there. But a lot of these companies are going to just drop ship straight to you. So you won't have to worry about, do we have it in stock? Do we have an inventory? Now, we will get to a point where we're going to stock some, but I don't have the storage space to stock everything that we're going to have. So in many cases, if it's a decent size item, we'll simply have it drop shipped to you. Again, otherwise, the smaller items we'll keep here and we'll stock it and we'll ship those out to you. Just something we're trying to do. We feel like if we can stand behind something, it'd be kind of cool to, pass it on to our friends out there and, help the brands out that might need some help. In many cases, it's not going to be the big guys. I can tell you that right now. I mentioned HK, but It's very unlikely we're going to be selling HK guns on our website. It's more likely going to be the guns that the companies out there that I don't want to say are struggling, but the newer, the more up and coming, or the ones that are probably less heard of, that maybe could use and appreciate the kind of publicity we might be able to give them out there. And those are the guys we're going to try to help out. Remington doesn't need my help. They just don't. I know everybody kind of does right now, the way everything is right now with the gun industry is kind of in a lull right now. But nevertheless, I think it'd be kind of cool to do something like that. So we're going to provide that. I will say this, speaking of Victos, man, I've got at my shop right now a ton of their gloves, but the gloves I have, I say it's their old design, but they still sell them. It's not like they stopped making them, but it's their first design, their first round of designs that they came out with. Man, at SHOT Show, them guys turned me on to a lot of their new gloves. They're doing some cool stuff with their gloves. Those gloves are nice. We're talking about reasonably priced. If it's not one of their weather gloves or the winter gloves or something like that, or the ones with the knuckles on them, you pay 25 or 35 bucks for a pair of gloves. That's good gloves if they last forever. And what they've done is, and they kind of explained some of their stuff to me. All gloves are going to have a life cycle to them. Nothing lasts forever. And they've realized that where they typically have a glove that starts to fail is with seams. So they're minimizing the amount of seams that they put on a glove, so there's less places of failure. So instead of trying to create a glove that's going to bust on you to where you have to keep buying another pair, they're actually trying to get one that stays together longer. So I thought that was kind of cool when they explained it to me. I was like, it's kind of cool. You might be putting yourself out of business if the glove lasts longer. But nevertheless, they're trying to do some pretty cool stuff. Let's see. PB82 says, any long sleeve tees? Yes. I think the ones right now, one of them is the one that I've got that has an M1 Garand right across here, and then it says "Get off my lawn." I think we have those in black with gold lettering in them right now. I have some new ones of those. I think though they're short sleeve in army green with a kind of a gold lettering across it. But I know that's a long sleeve, and then we have one that I have that's kind of a blue, about that color blue right there, and it's got yellow writing on it, and it says hashtag hurt feelings, and right below that it says served in bulk, and then it has our logo right below it. I know that's a long sleeve. I think those are the only two long sleeves that I know that we have in stock right now. I usually try to get, when I get new shirts that are made up, I'll usually try to get some as big as XX, but rarely do I do anything bigger than that. And I kind of felt bad because the guy who won the 50-round drum from our SHOT Show live stream last week, I felt bad for him because when he won, I said, hey, man, I'm going to send you something, because he's, longtime viewer, watches our stuff. I said, I'm going to send you a T-shirt too. What size do you wear? And he was like 3X. And I was like, crap. I don't think I've ever ordered a 3X. So I felt bad. So I sent him a baseball cap instead. Anyway, let's see. 7:53. I'm going to kind of roll through some of y'all's comments. Guys, for those of you that don't know, if you could ask the questions, and I don't know, some of you guys are going to know better than me because some of y'all are doing it. Put at legallyarmedamerica.com, at legallyarmedamerica, because it will highlight it in orange, and that way I'll know you're talking to me, because a lot of times there's so much going on this chat feed that I can't always tell if you guys are referencing me or just talking amongst yourselves. So if you could address your questions to me right now, I'd appreciate that. It makes it easier for me to address them. Oh, man. I haven't had beer in quite some, over a week, because I hadn't been feeling that great. Beer tastes good. Oh, man. Didn't realize my throat was getting dry. It cracks me up reading some of y'all's stuff. Yeah, that's not bad. I'm looking, Ty says that his shop only has a $25 fee and he's happy to do the transfer. That's not bad, you know. $25 transfer fee. Look, I tell people all the time, and Roger says his is 20 bucks. Look, one thing that always bothers me is people wanting something for nothing and they don't realize not only the risk, but the overhead that other people have. A local gun shop is paying somebody to be there. They're paying a lease or a rent. They're paying the light bill. You know, they're paying for all this stuff. They pay for their FFL license. Hell, the reason why I don't have guns shipped to my house because I don't have an FFL. You know why? It costs money. Now, granted, there's other people that will transfer for me, but still, the reason the average everyday American doesn't have an FFL is because it costs money. Some of you are going to know, I don't remember, is it 500 bucks a year to maintain your FFL? So those guys are paying that. When you go in there and expect these guys to do it for free, that's not really fair because they're doing everything they have to stay in business. And you should want to pay them that 20, 25 bucks for a transfer. By God, they're taking something and receiving it that you can't receive on your own. It's only fair. They're not screwing you out of that money. Heck, if you do the math, they're probably still selling it to you for less than what they should. So anyway, okay, 2016 Road King says the new Solo is called a micro. I got you. Wow, why'd they call that thing a micro? There's other guns out there that are called micro. Like, who's got the Micro 9? That's Kimber, right? Yeah, that's Kimber has the Micro 9 is what they call that series. Why do they call this thing the micro? That seems kind of confusing within their own brand to call something like that. It doesn't make sense. Shark Chucker says, if you could pick a company to buy Marlin to fix the damage done, who would it be? Oh, shit, I don't know. Man, at this point, Henry, at least from their lever actions, Henry's got awesome quality. I don't know Henry wants to buy, excuse me, Marlin, but I would say Henry could probably do some, do some improvements on that whole deal over there. Yeah, they need some work, man. Fast Bimmer Track Day says, are you doing any more with the Rock Island Army 1911s? I am. I've kind of been taking a hiatus on that. We had the holidays. SHOT Show was coming up. I actually made some videos for some of the manufacturers at SHOT Show. You know, they play all these fast-paced videos and stuff like that in their booths during the show. Well, I had to make some for some of the companies that paid us to make videos for them. So I was a little sidetracked with that. Some of them would send me their products down here, and I would just go out to the range, and I'd spend a couple of days just filming like close-up shots and different angles and all that. So I had a lot of work that I was doing, after the holidays up till SHOT Show. So then I get back, and then I'm sick. So like after this week, it's like the sky's the limit. I mean, it's opening up for me. I mean, I have so much more to do. In the Rock Island 1911s are the next thing. One of the things that's kind of interesting is that whenever I put out that contest to see who comes up with the next idea for me to do something with Rock Island Armory with those 1911s, there was like an across the board tie, like indisputably. So many people wanted me to throw them in salt water. Well, if you remember, the contest was for 100 rounds of ammunition. Well, I quietly sent the first guy, the guy who technically came in first, I sent him his 100 rounds of ammo, and I asked him if he wanted me to, it was through an email, and I asked him, I said, hey, you're in line. There's a whole bunch of other people that suggested the same thing. And I said, basically, this is going to create a shitstorm whenever I tell everybody that I gave out, the 100 rounds of ammo to you, but there's like 50 other people who suggested the same thing. And I said, do you want me to publicize who you are and that you won? He said, no. He said, people are going to be pissed at me that I got the 100 rounds of ammo. I just want my ammo and I'm going to go do my thing with it. And I'll watch your videos. I don't want anybody harassing me or saying, what an ass, because it's going to cause problems. Somebody's going to get mad and say, oh, I suggested that too. Well, I can't give out 100 rounds of ammo to 50 different people. So anyway, that's that's one of the first things, the next things that I was going to do anyway. And it's funny that that's what so many people wanted to see. But what's interesting is I took those, if you'll remember, one of the last things I did with those 1911s after I put them through all that stuff is I had them in my my ultrasonic cleaner, and the ultrasonic cleaner gets down in there, and it blows up using electrical currents the metal, and everything comes out of the metal, including protective oils. Something that might just be on there. You can oil a gun one time, and it's still going to kind of protect the finish because it gets into those pores. Well, this gun or both these guns running through the ultrasonic cleaner, they are spotless. There was nothing. Well, they're already creating like some weird little rust patterns on them. I've kept them in my Jeep. I actually pulled the firing pins out to be on the safe side in case somebody broke in. I didn't want anything crazy going on, but I kept them in there on purpose so that they're always with me. If I go to the range, I can shoot one of them. And they don't look rusted over, but they've got rust on them. So I'll show some pictures of those soon. And what I'm probably going to do, just to show the effects of the rust on them so I can have two side by side, I'm probably only going to put one of them in the salt water so that I can have the other one outside the salt water and show you what the two guns who have been through the same thing, what the difference between one in salt water and one not. I even thought about lubing one up really good, with a good lubricant, like really going over it really good and putting it in the salt water with the one that has no lubricant, just to show the effects of what lubrication can do to protect your gun, even if it got dropped in salt water. So I've got some things I'm working on with the Rock Island Armory 1911s. I just don't know exactly what direction I'm going in with them right now. I know that's the long version of what you asked, but that's me. Let's see. DB Cooper says, I like to kiss Kamala Harris right on the mouth and swap spit right after I've licked the ass of a moose with herpes. You don't want to kiss Kamala Harris on the mouth because you don't know where her mouth has been. I can tell you that 10 years ago, it was on Willie Brown's midsection, more notably his genitals, until he, being the mayor of San Francisco, made her district attorney. So yeah, her mouth has been in some really, really nasty places. Willie Brown's crotch. Let's see. Yeah. Nancy MR says a hot toddy will help your cold flu. Tastes great too. My wife makes a pretty good little mixture for me. I'm actually hoping that we can get something taken care of whenever I get down there and get rid of this this crud that I've got. Daryl Mean says the condensation in the vehicle will rust lunch meat. I've never heard that before. That's funny. Will rust lunch meat. God dang. Oh, goodness. Yeah, I don't know what we're going to do with those 1911s when we're done. And I know we're right at 8 o'clock here, guys. But I don't know if Rock Island Armory might want those guns. They may. The last time, and I thought I had it here. Yeah. The last time I beat one of their guns up, and of course we're not loaded because we're in my room here. But whenever I ran this thing through, shot it with buckshot, blew it up, and all that other kind of stuff, they actually wanted this thing, and I wouldn't give it to them. But I did loan it to them. In fact, this one probably doesn't even have a firing pin in it. Nope. There's no firing pin in this. I don't know if you can tell, but there's no firing pin in there. But I loaned it to them for a SHOT Show for a couple of years, and they would just put it in their booth and show people what I had done to it, and then show them the gun, that the gun was still here. This is what it looks like, and it's still functioning and workable. This thing did go through a lot. The only thing this one probably has gone through that the other two have not is I embedded that one in concrete and then blew it out with tannerite, blew it up with tannerite, and then it shot, it fired. So let's see. I might have to run this sucker. Go ahead and shut it down, guys. Mainly because I'm out of my beer. Yeah, I'm gonna cut on out of here, guys. I really want to go read y'all's comments and everything. I'm gonna see if I can figure out a way to go in there and scroll through and read y'all stuff, and I'll comment or whatever best I can. Yeah, hopefully I have some better information. I know I'm just kind of rambling this week, just not prepared. Like I said, ate some good seafood before I came up here, and just kind of finally back into the getting in the swing of things and getting back from SHOT Show. So I'm looking forward to putting some, getting some new videos out. I've got a lot of stuff, man. A lot of stuff to go over. Oh my God. And the thing is, going to SHOT Show, you develop more relationships. So I got more companies sending me more stuff. So I'm about to be so bowed up and really overwhelmed with products that I need to do reviews on that, yeah, I'm going to be busy for a little while. So hopefully you guys have a good weekend. As I always say, guys, if you're going to the range, please be safe, shoot safe, watch out for everybody else. It's not just us that we got to watch out for. It's the people out there don't know what they're doing. If you get a chance, take a kid, teach them a little bit of gun safety, take an older person who doesn't have a chance to shoot very often, bring them out there and maybe reintroduce them to guns. I mean, think about it, guys. If you get older and, your friends, I'm talking about much older, and, your friends are dying off or moving off and things like that, and all you got is your kids and grandkids around, you don't have the opportunity to go to the range anymore like you used to. It'd be cool if somebody came up to you once, every now and then and said, hey, man, you want to go out to the range and come shoot with us? Chances are that person would say yes. So if you know an older person that likes to, shoot, just go ask them. You might be surprised. They may not even want to go shoot. They may just want to go. I mean, think about it. I like being at the range. So even if I'm not going to shoot, I'd probably like to just go. So again, seek out an older person that, used to like to hunt or go shoot, invite them to the range. Let's see. Guys, I'm going to bust out of here. I always enjoy this, guys. I really enjoy the Friday night stuff. But like I said, I'll be more prepared for next week. I have some more stuff that we can definitely talk about, rather. And, thanks for hanging out with me. A lot of you guys are on here. I appreciate that. It means a lot to me. In fact, let me look real quick. I don't know how many were here at any given time, but I'll be able to tell when I cut this thing off. But I know there's a lot of you guys that have been in and out of here all night long. So thanks a lot, guys. Have a good weekend. Be